Hello everybody, it's Dr. Zaino for Monday's 15-minute fuel. I just want to tell you we just started doing this last week and it was tremendous. The amount of views and everything, you guys have been saying. I've been answering all your comments. So I'm just going to wait a little bit, go over some of the, the announcements for the week. So if you're watching right now, please hit the like, please comment, just at least let us know you're there. Just say hi. Ask a question because I'll actually be answering questions at the end of this. Also, if you're not watching this live, just keep your question. I'll definitely be answering. Hi, Sean. Good to see you. Today, we're going to be talking about how to turn around a bad day. So before we get to that, I want to first go over that with the Facebook and under the Zaino regular account. There's 5,000 friends, and I can't friend you guys. And I try to friend you, but it's not letting me. So I need every single person to go to Dr. Zaino fan page, and I'll actually start doing these 15-minute fuels in a couple weeks only from there. So I want to make sure that you're able to get it, and so I want you to be able to be there. Hey Ashley, good to see you. So hit the like button, hit the share when you're watching this, and we're going to have a great time. I always deliver great content. Also, thank you so much for everybody out there for allowing this to be a huge success. I think we hit almost 20,000 views last week, and it's because of you. Because the content, I get nervous every show because the content you're making up. So, you're telling me the content to be able to talk about, and I could just give you the best thing I can from my experience. So I'm so grateful for you guys, and this really is a team. So the 20,000 views, the people we're impacting around the world, Singapore, New Zealand, you name it, it's because of you. And as a team, we can make a difference together. All right, so let's get into it. Hey, Joe Utah. Hey, what's up, Dr. Joe? Good to see you guys. Absolutely. So please share, hit the like. Make sure you go to Dr. Zaino fan page so you can get all the latest up stuff when I'm doing it. Thanks, Ash. So let's go this. So Ruslan, he wrote a question to me, and I'll read the question. He goes, do you ever have any bad days? Days in which you're not motivated, or you don't want to train, you don't want to eat, you don't want to exercise, you don't want to eat clean. So how do you realign yourself with your values? And what do you do on a day when you're just not feeling it? Have we all had days like that? Have you had a day when you just didn't feel like doing it? You didn't feel like saving the world. You didn't feel like doing what you were supposed to do. You didn't feel like it. You just want to stay in bed. So we're going to talk about how do we turn around those bad days. What was interesting in Ruslan's question is this. He had a question that says, how do you realign yourself with your values? Take note of that, because first thing you have to do is know your values. And I think one of the biggest things that'll get everybody watching this right now in line to avoid a bad day is having your values written down. And I'm telling you, writing your values down could be the best thing in the world, but it's going to be one of the toughest things you do. Because to really get your values, and I don't mean the Success 101 answer values, I mean your true values. This is where you have to be self-aware and so honest with yourself. So I have my values written down. In fact, I went to a mastermind with Dr. Patrick Gentempo, and we sat down, and it took me a while, but I really put down my true values that are values to me. So in order to realign with your values, A, you got to know what they are, and two, they need to be written down, right? So you know how to look at it. So let me tell you my values. My values, so these are not yours, these are mine. My values are congruency. Got to be congruent. That means what I'm telling you, I have to do. What I tell my patients, I have to do. And this plays a very vital role on getting out of a bad day. We'll get to that. Thought leadership. That is thought leadership. Then wisdom. I believe wisdom exchange is amazing, could help so many people. Number 3, I'm engaged in action. For instance, Sunday, I said, I'm going to do a Facebook Live every single day. I wasn't even on Facebook, right? And then what happens? Action immediately, I'm committed, go. So I determine my direction. So someone says, what happened? Like someone told Whitney, who's this Zaino? Like, because my friends are like, what happened to him? Like, why is he on Facebook? Why is he posting things all of a sudden? And my wife knows her husband made a decision. So that means that I'm engaged in action. I got to go action because procrastination doesn't do anything. So we got to act. Energy breaks you out of your funk. Discipline is another huge goal, value of mine. Obsessed with improvement. I'm an improvement junkie. I want to be 1% better today, and I want to be 1% better tomorrow. And this is all tying in. How do you get out of your funk? I'm why driven. Remember your what was that? Your drive comes from your why. So I'm why driven. I don't have willpower. I'm why driven. I'm not purpose driven. I'm why driven. Because I want to be purpose. I don't want to be purpose driven. I want to be purpose accomplished. You know the difference? I don't want to live a purpose-driven life. I want to reach my purpose. See the difference there? I mean, there's plenty of people that die driving for their purpose. I want to accomplish my purpose in life. Big difference. Even though Rick Warren doesn't really care that I think it should be titled differently. I am finely tuned, but not polished. So when you watch my videos, you'll know that I'm not finely polished. I'm kind of raw. I'm always a one taker on purpose because I'm tuned, but I don't want to be perfectly polished. I think there's an insincerity with that. Another value is being impactful. That's what we're doing right now. I'm inspired to change myself and others, and I have limited tolerance. What that means is I don't tolerate much, and I don't tolerate mediocrity. Limited tolerance. So they're my core values. So when Ruslan said, how do I get back to how he realigns back to his values? Well, number one, are they written down? And if they're written down and you could see them, just reading my core values, if I was having a bad day, which I'm not, I'm out of my bad day because now it realigns me. So at least have them written down. So right there, if you're having a bad day, reach for your values. Boom, that'll get you right out of it. And here's some other things to do. So now, when you have your core values, now these go into how to get out of a bad day. So I'm going to give you a couple things on how to break a bad day and turn around that bad day. If you're liking this so far, please hit the like button, hit the likes. Please share it, even hit the heart. Send me a little love. Come on, I'm going to wait for a little love here. Come on. Babe, even my wife's on. Give me some love. Oh, there, I see my wife gave me love. All right, thank you. All right, so also go to Dr. Zaino fan page, and so you can get these in the future. That's because, we'll go from there. So, okay, here we go. So these are the, thanks everybody, lots of love now. These are the key things that you're going to be able to do anytime you have a bad day. Make sure you write them down and watch this over again. Number one, I said before, your drive comes from your why. You have to have your why. Make your why crystal clear. And we were talking about this, right? We were talking about a lot of us have a why in our life, but it's not deep enough. It's got to go deeper. Yes, I want to help people. Yes, I want to make an impact. But if you keep on asking the why, for me, my why it gets down to a selfish, unselfish statement. So my deepest underlying why I found out not too long ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, was I do what I do in life because I want to be a hero. I want to be admired for my achievements, contribution in a noble manner. That's my why. So it's selfish. It's selfishly unselfish. And that's a great why to have. So deep down, like if someone out there, if you're a servant, if you want to serve and go on missions, yes, you're helping people and that's a great cause, but deep down you're satisfying something in yourself, right? You appreciate when you feel there's something that you're fulfilling in your heart as well. So you get down to that deep why. So make it crystal clear. It shouldn't be a long statement either. Number two, the pain of regret, the pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. I'll say that again. The pain of discipline weighs ounces. The cost it's light, but the pain of regret weighs tons. You see, when you have a bad day, and we all have them, when you wake up, and that voice, it's the voice that's telling you sleep in, hit the snooze button, don't work out today, eat the garbage, don't do this, don't make the call, don't take the extra mile, right? There's a voice that's telling you that, right? And we all hear it. I hear it every day. So there's no difference between you and I. We all hear the same thing. But you have to understand that voice that's telling you, stay in bed, be mediocre, take it easy. Don't worry about today, skip today, don't work out, don't take care of your health. That voice is going to be the same voice at the end of your life that's telling you how regretful your life was for not achieving your goals. See, when you feel regret, it's the same voice the voice of regret is the same one that told you not to get out and do something with your life. And that same voice is going to come around and put it in your face by feeling regret. And then also when you're not doing those things, when you don't wake up and eat right and exercise and live out your purpose and your why, it's invalidating. If you don't take care of your body, if you're not doing your purpose, if you're not eating correctly, if you're not exercising. So I don't exercise to exercise. I don't eat right to eat right. I do it because I'm training my discipline muscle. See, discipline is the key here. And if you saw my quote on Facebook, it says, Discipline atrophies immediately when you stop training and paying attention to it. So I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I don't want to wake up for it. No one does. But I know I'm training my discipline muscle. I eat well for my discipline muscle. I train because my discipline muscle. I do these consistently for my discipline muscle because I don't want that to atrophy. And plus, when you don't do the things that you know are good for you, it's a way of, you're invalidating yourself. It's a sign of invalidation. And this is a self-esteem issue. You're telling yourself you're not good enough or worthy enough to take care of yourself. It's a self-sabotaging ritual to have a bad day and not do what you need to do. So you could be in a funk, but the best thing to do is get right back on your routine. Do it, right? So when you start, like 4:30 in the morning, you don't feel like reading, doing your stuff, do it. Once you get moving in your routine, you're gonna get out of that. Why? Because you have your core values, you know what you need to do. Don't invalidate yourself. But if you're sitting there saying you wanted to start exercising, you want to start doing what you need to do, you're missing your adjustments, whatever that is that's helping you as a person, every time you miss that, you're invalidating it. You're hurting yourself. And then later on, we're going to talk about you're actually hurting others as well. So right there, so the pain of discipline weighs ounces, the pain of regret weighs tons. We went over my quote, discipline atrophies immediately when you stop training and paying attention to it. And also, those little things in your routine, eating well, exercising, getting up early, taking care of patients, loving your wife, having, all the good things that you do in your routine, I see those as little wins. So I just ate my post-workout meal, win. I worked out today, win. I adjusted patients this morning, win. I did this today, win. I'm going to go back to work, win. I'm going to do a dinner tonight, win. You see, so keeping your routine is winning, and winning is a habit. And you know what's a habit? Losing is a habit too. So I love winning. It's a good feeling. Your routine keeps you winning. That's why you can't have a bad day when you're winning. Right here, accountability. You guys keep me accountable. My patients keep me accountable. My wife and my children keep me accountable. And for some days, when you have those bad days, they may be the only ones that become the why to me to get off my butt and do what I need to do. Because sometimes we want different buckets and different sources that keep us accountable. Because what my patients don't see, they really know. My patients will know if I'm not taking care of my health, even though I might look a certain way. But inside, they'll know if I'm being incongruent. So that's why I am accountable to my patients. I'm accountable to you guys. So, I just, like every day, for instance, it's like, man, I got to shave every day to be on these things. Just so these little things, we're keeping each other accountable. Because if I'm saying it, I have to be doing it. It's part of my values, which is congruency. And right here, when you think about a bad day, you have to understand, and being a hero, that's kind of like my real why. Because I believe all of us in our DNA is the expression and the want to be a hero. Heroes don't wake up and want to do it either. But one of the greatest superpowers of a hero is what? They get up and they do it anyway, right? Wesley Autry, there was a story about 15 years ago. There was a man in the subway. And everybody was in the subway, and a guy had a seizure and fell on the train tracks. And out of everybody there, no one helped him, and this one construction worker jumped on the train tracks. As the train went over them, there was only 2 feet difference, or 2 feet space, and he saved this kid's life. So the thing, everybody probably wanted or would have liked to help the person, but no one acted on it. A true hero, even though they don't want to do it, they just do it anyway. And so if that hero is deep down inside you, validate that, embrace that. And even though you don't want to do it, you do it anyway. And let me tell you, once you put action and start going through it, you'll break out of that funk. So a lot of times the reason why we're having a bad day is because our perspective has changed. We get super selfish, we get super needy, and we get thrown off we get off our core values and we get out of our big why. But once we're able to reestablish that, and the great way is to have them written down. Like when I answer the questions you give me, I have them written down right here. I write down the answers so I'm prepared. So why don't we become prepared every single day when it comes to our life? So I appreciate you guys. I'm not done yet. I'm going to go over some. If you like it, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, give me some love. I'm going to look at some questions here. Miss you. We got some people missing me. Thank you. The pain of discipline weighs ounces. Dr. Ashley, thanks, man. Patrick Williams. Hey, Patrick. Trent, why did your third act just show up 2 weeks ago? Or why did you take so long to figure out? Like when he says, wait to see how long it takes me to cry. Well, Trent, I had the third act. What the third act means, if you're not watching this, my first act was personal trainer, bodybuilder, Mr. America, that thing, writer for magazines. My second act was when chiropractic called me in. Life-threatening disease, chiropractic totally changed my life. I became a chiropractor to change and save the planet with some amazing people. But here 12 years later, probably for the last 2 years, there's this low-grade depression that I've been having. And that was it. It was, I didn't know what was next. And so the depression I felt, even though everything was great, I'm not sounding ungrateful. You know, I have a beautiful house, a beautiful family. Like anybody who saw my life would say, what the hell are you having a bad day for? I just wanted more, but I didn't know what the more was. And I was grieving my potential. That's what it was. There was something inside me that was grieving already. It was grieving that there's more out there and I could be doing more. Even though I'm doing great, I'm blessed, I'm grateful, but there was something that I was grieving my potential and I didn't know what it was. And, you know, I knew there was an Act 3, but I didn't know exactly what it looked like. So we just started doing these things. I jumped in, and the responses and everything is exactly what happens when you jump in, not knowing exactly where the destination is. But so then a couple weeks ago, I realized my true why wasn't just to make an impact, to bring you guys closer to God and your genius, which I thought my why was, and it still is my why, but my real why was because, you know, my whole life, I wanted to just be a hero. I wanted to be admired for accomplishments, contributions in a noble, honorable way to help as many people as possible. So that being said, that when I got that crystal clear vision, that set everything off. So Trent, that's, I think we all go through that. And so, you know what some white people say? I think they call it a midlife crisis to some people. So what they do is they have affairs, they do weird things, they get tattoos. You know, guys do that. I'm just talking about guys. But I think we need to use that constructively because you're looking for a new challenge. I got into bodybuilding again. Why do you think I got into bodybuilding again 2 years ago? Because I needed to grow somewhere. There was part of me that had to grow. We all have the urge to grow. So I put those efforts into bodybuilding. That's something I could grow because I was grieving, what is this next thing? And because I didn't know exactly what it is. But now I have a little bit more substance and gravity and on it to be able to go forward. So thank you, Trent, for that. Hopefully that helped you guys as well and spoke to you. All right, let's see. I feel it, man. Totally get it. Yep. Hey, what's up, Chris? Can you walk today? So, yes, I can. I just did legs, and Chris killed me. Hi, hey, Chris. Thank you for taking the time. Hey, I like Act 3, Dr. Z. Yeah, it'll get better. Hey, okay, Russ, there you go. We all think we're going through it all on our own. I've been going through the same thing over the last 2 years. Lots to be grateful for. But when you're not living your truth, you suffer. Right. All right. Hey, Frankie. All right, awesome. All right, guys, hit the like, hit the thing. I want to make sure all right, everybody likes Act 3. All right, good. So, okay, so now I always have to do this. When I start getting emotional, then I'm going to switch it around to something a little bit more practical. So one of my patients, Jenny, and her husband Gabe. Hey, Doug, good to see you, bud. Jenny, they asked their son, who's 13 years old, wants to start working out with their dad. Okay, so they say, well, how does that happen? What's that look like? So, you know, when you start working out, if your son's 13 years of age, or if your child, whatever it is, at 13, how does that look like? Well, number one, you want to get their nutrition down pat, teach them that discipline, and I would do everything at 13 years old, at least for the first 6 months, to be pure body weight stuff. I mean, the push-ups, the pull-ups, the sit-ups, lunges, body weight squats, nothing, all like Herschel Walker. I'm dating myself, but Herschel Walker used to do like 1,000 push-ups and sit-ups, pull-ups. So I would do everything body weight to really be able to build up those stabilizer muscles as well. And then probably 6 months into doing full body weight workouts, or you could even split the body, then start adding the weights. Slowly. I would maybe start with machines first and free weights and get into it. But the worst thing is to throw weight on a 13-year-old and their nervous system isn't adapted and they don't have a mind-muscle connection. It looks like a baby deer being born. It's ridiculous. And even though their joints are mobile and loose, a lot of damage to be there. So make sure body weight only, high reps to just get that nervous system, mind muscle connection, get them feeling the muscle first, get their nutrition down, because all the working out doesn't matter if the nutrition isn't there. You know, for a 13-year-old, you're looking at, you know, three meals a day, add 2 snacks, make it 5 meals a day. Cool thing about kids at 13, they respond to everything. He'll grow, he'll get better, he'll get lean, he's growing, his hormones are through the max. He could eat a pound of pasta and run a marathon. So, you know, he really, food-wise, make it as clean as possible, but they really get away with anything. So that's the main thing. Like my son Justice, he's got genetics. The thing is, my son Justice doesn't really want to work out like I do. He tells his mom, nah, forget it. But he has genetics that are insane. I mean, he could be way bigger than I ever been. But my little son Titus, who's 4 years old and 28 pounds wet, he wants to be the big guy. So don't push him, whatever it is. If he wants to start working out, great. I would, again, 6 months, squats, lunges, right? Or duck walks. That's when you kind of lunge and duck walk. Pull-ups, overhand grip, underground hip, wide and narrow, perfect. For back, you know, chest push-ups like crazy. And, you know, and the arms and the triceps will get work from doing that. So there you go. So that's what he does for 6 months. Then Gabe, and because I know who wrote this, Gabe, he's well versed in training. The guy's jacked, and he'll know how to take his son to the next level. But definitely make those first 6 months the foundation. He'll be good to there. He'll be good to go. All right. So what's that say? Great validation for how my 13 and 12-year-old. Actually, you have a 13 and a 12-year-old? Wow, that's insane. All right, so I think we have Rob New and Schwander. Are these the same time every day? I keep missing the notifications. Oh yes, great job, Rob New and Schwander. If you're watching this and you enjoy this, hit the notification. So what it does is, hit the notification, so as soon as I come live, it's going to pop up. I'm really doing my best to make it consistently 2 to 2:30ish. The best I can every single day. That's in the schedule, even on Fridays if I can. The weekends, they're going to change a little bit. So remember, Friday is Whitney Day. Saturday is lifestyle stuff. Sunday is going to be the boys. Everybody loved the videos with Justice, and he is my performer, so we'll see that from there. Well, guys, I appreciate you once again. Hit the like, hit the share. Hopefully this was valuable to you guys on how to turn around a bad day. It's all up here. So again, in review, get your core values down. Make sure you watch this again. Make sure you write down those things I talked about, and write it down, because you could look at it and it will get you out of the day. Okay. And remember, and I love this, and I felt it in the moment. Remember, the voice that is telling you not to do it is going to be the same voice telling you how regretful you are for not doing it later on in life. So tell that voice to shut up and do what you got to do and live the life you were created to have. So please share, go to the Dr. Zaino page, make sure you're on there, so when we move this over there, you could be able to do that. Make sure you hit notifications. Have a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow around 2 o'clock. God bless. And if you're watching this not live, post your questions, any question you have, so I could do shows on this, and I'll answer all your comments, as I always do. We'll see you soon.